me ask you this. We'll just look at the defense. When you look at the 22 defense, and correct me if you think there should be another category here, but this is the way I look at it. You've got talent, then you've got the development of that talent. And I mean like working with each individual, working with their units, their technique development, their strength and conditioning, all that goes into development. So you got talent, then you got development. Then you've got scheme. You've got scheme, how well they adjust, everything involved in X's and O's on the defensive side. And then number 4, you've got just sheer effort. When you look at this Miami defense that we looked it up last night, 101st in the nation in yards per play given up. How much of it was an issue with talent versus scheme versus development versus effort?
Okay, we'll go bit by bit. Scheme, I don't think it was scheme. This 4-2-5 defense has been implemented at Miami since 2018. It has been recruited to the 4-2-5 defense, and the 4-2-5 defense under Coach Steele has been historically one of the better defenses, and he's a very established defensive coordinator. So I will not say scheme. You won't get a cop-out for me in that right there. Now, if we were a base 34 and we got outside linebackers covering slots getting bombed, that's a separate conversation. But I don't believe that the scheme, because it is a multiple 4-2-5, meaning there's been some 4-3, there's been some 3-4 in there. This multiple base 4-2-5 scheme is not the main issue. What was your second one?
Talent.
I would say I would give talent about let's say 20% of the issue. The reason why I say that, depth. After we got through our starters, it was some issues there, but there were some 4- and 5-star guys that didn't play up to snuff in that one. So I'm gonna say 20% of it is talent due to after the first starting 11, we get to our 22s, we get to our 33s on defense, and there was a big drop off at some key positions.
Development.
I don't really, the tough part for me is, Mark, how can you develop somebody in 8 months? Or 9 or 10? That I would say has to happen over time. The reason why we had issues with Coach Manny Diaz and his scheme is that he had been here for 6 years, and some of the same issues we saw in 2016-17 on certain downs, we were still seeing in 20 and 21. So I, for one, don't believe that you can judge development on somebody that's been there for less than a year. That's just me. If there's people want to say that's a cop-out, whatever. But I'm not willing to blame coaches for them being there for that short of a time on development.
Then the last one would be effort.
Effort. 80% of it to me was effort. I almost gave it 90, but I understood that there were some times where there were some second and third streamers out there that had to play a lot more, or maybe started the year and then eventually lost their job to more talented players. I'm going to say effort/communication. Effort/communication in there. The reason why I say that, a bunch of these bombs were happening because we were going cover 1, or sometimes even cover 2 or cover 4, where we have too high help and the safety and the corner aren't even talking to each other, and the corner gets bombed and the safety is nowhere. He's in the middle of the field instead of helping one of the corners. That's me. I would say it's a little bit more of the communication side of it than it is the effort, because I did see guys trying hard out there, but there were some times where Tallahassee starts to pull away. Some games where teams started to pull away and it was a complete blowout because you just didn't see any fight back. You didn't see any stop. You didn't see any scoring. So that's why I say communication/effort. And people may disagree, and that's okay. That's fine. We all have our opinions. But that's where I would go with it. And getting guys who just didn't want to be here anymore, or may not value the logo, may not care about the school, may not want to be a Miami Hurricane anymore, and that happens. This happens. There's people that don't want to be Florida Gators, people that don't care about Alabama, people that don't care about Georgia. These things happen. And big plays, that's a part of the game now. Penalties, Remember that used to be listed as you have a lack of discipline for penalties. No, that's not. I wouldn't say that as much as I used to in the past, because the way that these flags are thrown, Mark, it could be 3rd and 28, and you just lob a ball up for a PI call, and whether if the young man doesn't turn his head all the way around, PI, boom, right there, automatic first down. And, teams that play a bunch of games, let's say you get into 15, 16 games, you're going to be high in penalties. If you all disagree or think that I'm not telling the truth, look up right now who are the top 5 most penalized teams. You'll see teams like Bama. You'll see teams like Georgia. You'll see teams like whoever's going to, because when you play that much, you're going to end up racking up penalties. And these things do happen. So I'm hoping that we are now filling a roster with people who understand where we are and want to be here. It's just that simple. So I'm happy. I know you made the title fast. We got to switch that title to Pancake Honcho picks the University of Miami. Number 3 offensive tackle, according to 247. ESPN has him listed as number 1, so that's why I said number 1 offensive tackle for him. Some other people have him at like 2, but either way, he's a top 3 consistent offensive tackle in the country. So we definitely appreciate that. Super excited, man. Super excited.
Wholesome one. Before we run, we got our buddy Kyloren who makes this statement about Josh Gaddis. What is your response?
To be honest with you, Josh Gaddis will still be offensive coordinator. At this point, you've gone through almost the first recruiting cycle. He's still going out on trips and recruiting. You want to talk about having little time to build an offense. At this point, if you were going to make a move, in my opinion, he would have already done it. That's just my opinion. Coach Cristobal does move differently than most people, and I see him making a move in February or something like that. But in my opinion, he's still going to be our OC, and I think he wants to get a chance to see what Josh Gaddis' offense actually looks like when the team is healthy and when you get to throw a bunch of 5 stars at it. Because we can't argue that the first offense that he had those first 3 games was not the same offense he had week 9, week 10, due to injuries to a bunch of key players.